Another month of Premier League football has gone, and we're getting to the stage now where the relegation contenders and the contenders for top 4 in the European places are starting to narrow down. So let's get into the 5 things that we have learnt from the past month in the Premier League. So the first thing to talk about is the relegation zone, and that is that the relegation race is starting to heat up. Just when we thought the teams that were in the bottom 3 already, Fulham, West Brom and Sheffield United, were the 3 to get relegated, there has been a little change and things now seem on edge. For example, just when I thought Brighton had turned a corner, losses to Crystal Palace and West Brom have let them down. Another 2 games where they've had more than 600 touches and not won the match. And this then becomes more worrying as Fulham are starting to get points. Fulham have had no losses in their last 5 matches with 2 wins and 3 draws. However, the next games are very tough with Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, Leeds and Villa after that, and this might give Brighton and Newcastle a chance to pull away. Newcastle are still struggling and aren't exactly getting enough points to pull them away right now though. In February we saw them win once and draw once with 3 losses. What we might be in for is some fantastic relegation fixtures though. In March we see Newcastle take on West Brom and Brighton. And then on the final game of the season, I couldn't believe it when I saw it, but Newcastle play Fulham. What a game that could be. If everything falls right, we could be looking at the last game of the season to decide who gets relegated. Now, as we enter the last 3 months of the season, the relegation battle is getting tighter. Point number 2 is about David Moyes and how he should be seen as a manager of the season contender. Last season we were saying the same thing about Chris Wilder after he was doing amazing things with Sheffield United. But things sort of did drop off for them at the end. They didn't qualify for European football. I feel if Sheffield United did that, then Chris Wilder would have been in with a greater chance. With David Moyes, you could say the same thing. He could only get manager of the season if he was to get into the top 4 and really overachieve. He has got West Ham into the top 4 for now, and that's why I'm bringing this point up. He's got a squad of players that he's been able to get quality performances from on the pitch, and he's proved a lot of people wrong. West Ham are now fighting around the European spots. They looked at one point like they were going to get points in their latest game against Man City, a side that are cruising at the moment. So like I say, to win the award it will be hard, as Pep Guardiola will be right up there after he's got Man City on a 20-game win streak. But let me know what you think in the comments. Should David Moyes win this award come the end of the season? Should he only get it if West Ham get into the top 4? Point 3 focuses on Southampton, who are now without a win since their opening game in 2021 against Liverpool, and their latest game was another loss, 1-0 to Everton, and Everton have been struggling at home. That was a chance for Southampton to get some points, but once again they were let down. Around the start of the year, Southampton were 6th in the Premier League, but since then they've had a really bad run of 6 losses in a row and they find themselves in 14th. They were able to pick up a point against Chelsea, but that's the only game where they've picked up points apart from that win against Liverpool. One player who has dropped in form again is Che Adams. Where I discussed in my Southampton video the partnership we might start to see between him and Ings, well that has come and then it's gone, and Adams hasn't had a goal contribution since the 16th of December. Minamino has been impressive since joining with 2 goals and has given them an uplift, but not enough to get a win yet. I think he should be starting every game for them, and maybe this is where they can start to get some more goals. With Sheffield United and Brighton coming up, plus an FA Cup quarter-final, this might give them a chance to get back to winning ways. Point number 4 focuses on Chelsea, and more specifically how Thomas Tuchel has improved the Chelsea defence. There really has been a drastic change in this department from what we saw under Frank Lampard and what we're seeing now under Thomas Tuchel. Since joining the club, Chelsea have only conceded 2 goals in all competitions. In Frank's last 6 Premier League games, we saw them concede 9 goals. Now opting for a back 5, they have Kante and Kovacic, who are 2 solid midfielders who defend well. The Manchester United game saw them defend deep and not really pressure United as much as they've pressed in other matches. They won 16 tackles, which is the second most they've won this season in one game, and none coming in the attacking third. And they attempted 111 pressures, which is the 4th least out of their matches this season. So this setup is seeing them be a hard team to break down. In Thomas Tuchel's 7 Premier League matches, the opposition have made 76 touches in their penalty area. On the other hand, in Frank Lampard's last 7 Premier League matches, the opposition had 164 touches in their penalty area. It's what has seen them pick up points in every game since his arrival and got them to 5th in the Premier League. And they've now got a great chance of doing what they wanted to do at the start of the season, which was solidifying their place in the top 4. And then my 5th point is to once again cover Wolves. So I talked about in my previous Premier League roundup, but this month has definitely been better for them. They didn't lose in the Premier League with wins over Arsenal, Southampton and Leeds, draws against Leicester and Newcastle, with 1 loss coming in the FA Cup against Southampton. The players influencing this form in front of goal have been Pedro Neto. He scored once and got 2 assists, and then also Ruben Neves. He got 3 goals and 1 assists. 2 of Ruben's goals were penalties, but also he got a headed goal, which was the first headed goal for him. Where we did see a big improvement was also in the goals conceded. In January, they conceded 9 goals, however in February, they conceded 3. So the improved defence and better form has seen them get into 12th in the league with 34 points. And really, as we've seen this season, anything can happen. If they do continue this good form and go on a good run, they'll soon find themselves in the top half. So yes, it is very tight in terms of points, but other teams are probably still more likely to get European football. Make sure you get involved in the comments and leave your thoughts about anything in this video, particularly about that David Moyes, manager of the season. I recommend that you don't miss out on future videos. Subscribe to Route 1 and like the video if you did enjoy.